Doshiteru Yokoso YouTube, and welcome to the Seas of Japan, another naval battle. Today I'm playing against Don Rogo of the Heirs Spears clan. Today my opponent was a 7 level, so I wasn't sure whether he was an expert at sea battles or whether he was just, had leveled up. Starting off with his armies, or his navy, in this case he has got a lot of gunboats, so he has chosen to go with the number route. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8 total gunboats. They cost 500 each, so he's brought a good number of them. And now, in my last video, I did say that the front of the ship was called the broadside for some reason. The front of the ship is called the bow, and the side of the ship is called the broadside. So gunboats have one bow or front mount, and then 2 side guns. He then has his general gunship, which is the Kotetsu class, and it's an ironclad ship. And finally, he has 1 unit of this wooden corvette, and it's a Kankumaru wooden corvette. These guys have 14 morale and 6 cannons, so they have a little bit better morale. Now let's take a look at my army. Today I went for something a little bit sneaky, and I'm sort of experimenting with naval tactics to see what I can do. I've got 4 gunboats here, and these guys are going to be the spear tip for my navy. They're going to be the brave ships, and these men that you see here are going to be the brave men that are going to spearhead their way right into the enemy forces. So they're gonna maintain my front line. This is my general here. He's watching my flank, and because he's armored and further away from the enemy, he's going to be at a safer position here, because I've got my gunboats here. And then finally the meat, really, and the hammer to my hammer and anvil is 3 of these Kankumaru class ships, 6 cannons, 3 on each side. They do only cost 1,000. Now, if I had a little bit more funds, I would have grabbed, more cannons on these guys, because I need them to have the most firepower. The plan for me was to sort of draw my opponent towards my weaker component, which is these 4 gunboats. And you're going to see here that I'm going to do that by turning the sides to my opponent, and now he's going to start taking fire at my units, and I am trying to snipe his ships with my general to maybe replicate that amazing one-hit, one-shot that happened there. And now my guys are going to start firing from their sides, and now this is going to be a very crucial moment in the battle. You can see my Kankumarus coming in from the side, lurking at the flank of the enemy navy, and now this is the crucial moment in the fight. I'm going to turn my ships, and hopefully this is going to minimize or make it harder for my opponent to get some shots at me. Yeah, sure, I'm going to get shot a little bit more, but now I'm going to start using my front mounts, and I am going to begin using first-person shoot mode, and I'm going to be shooting at all his ships. And look, my opponent is taking the bait, and he is riding right into a death trap here. He is going to be hitting these gunboats, committing all his units. He is routing some of them, but that's fine. He's focusing all his fire on my gunboats, and he's forgetting about my key element here that's going to come from these Kankumaru. And I hope that this replay doesn't corrupt, because if it does, I will be a sad pony. And there it goes! Explosion number 1 from a first-person aimed shot from Matsuda Kagemura's very own ship. And now, here we go. There is a little bit of a craziness sort of thing going on here. I do have still some ships. I have this ship over here, and now you can see my opponent still going forward, and my own ships are going to begin trailing at his back. He is trying to fall out of that fight, but this ship has gotten on fire, and it is getting hammered from continuous shots from these Kankumaru, who are now going to close in, take a turn, and then shoot into my enemy. And now look at this. I'm using his broken ships for cover, and I'm actually aiming using first-person mode at his own ships. You can see one of his ships here is sort of in the middle of the smoke. That's actually, sorry, my ship. And there we go. I'm going to drive it forward. It is getting fired at, but as long as my gunboats take the blunt of the attack, I should be good, because my Kankumaru are going to now begin unloading their cannons. They're going to be striking at the sides of these gunboats, and there goes a second explosion. Matsuda Kakimaru, I think that's like 2 for 4 on that first-person aim, and you can see he is going to start collapsing my opponent's navy with the death or the routing of his general's own ships. He is going to start routing here, especially with these Kankumaru. They are stationed perfectly, and you can see now taking shots, a beautiful sea, and they are going to be shooting into this little pit of death And this is what all Navy battles are about, guys. They're about positioning, getting your opponent to move somewhere you want. Look how tight his ships are. This means that if I shoot anywhere near these, the chance of hitting one of them is going to increase. So now my general is chasing down these ships. The Kankumaru are chasing down these ships, and even though they only have 6 cannons, they were able to keep landing the fire on, and I did put them on explosive shells, which do take longer to reload. However, when they do land, they have a more devastating effect, as you saw in that fight. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed naval battle number 2. Do leave me a comment if you have any questions or concerns. I'll try to get to them as fast as I can. Leave a like and favorite the video if you think it was worth it. It really does help me stay motivated and helps the channel grow as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.